Hello everyone, it's me, Miss Emily. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. There's something different about me today. Can you figure out what's different about me? Did I get new glasses? No. Did I cut my hair? Yes, I did. I cut my hair. Now my hair is shorter. Today, we are going to read two Berenstein Bear books. The first one is The Berenstein Bears and the Truth. The second one is The Berenstein Bears and the Week at Grandma's. Let's get started. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. Maybe you have a snack or a glass of water next to you so you don't have to get up. Let's reach up high, catch a big bubble. Here we go. Something that I like about the Berenstein Bear books is that at the beginning of every Berenstein Bear book, there's a little poem. Let's read this one together. No matter how you hope, no matter how you try, you can't make truth out of a lie. It was a lazy sort of day in bear country. The air was so still that the leaves on the big treehouse where the bear family lived were hardly moving, except in the beehive, where the bees were always busy. Nothing much seemed to be happening. It was the sort of day that sometimes led to mischief. Inside the treehouse, Brother and Sister Bear were sitting around, not doing anything in particular. Brother was holding his soccer ball. He'd become interested in soccer and had been outside practicing free kicks. Sister was relaxing in an easy chair, thinking about what to do next. Can you show me a face you make when you think? Neither Papa nor Mama Bear was around. Papa was in his shop working on some furniture, and Mama was out shopping. I know what, said Sister. Let's go get some blackberries. Brother thought about that. No, he said. Wild blackberries have too many thorns, and besides, the seeds get stuck in your teeth. Well then, said Sister, let's go out and twist each other up on the swing and see who can get the dizziest. Brother thought about that. No, that's silly. And besides, we did that yesterday. This is the sign for silly. Silly. Sister became irritated, and impatient with her brother. My goodness, she said. You don't want to do anything. All you want to do is sit there and hug your soccer ball. I think you must be in love with that soccer ball. I am not, said Brother, but I'll tell you something. I bet I can dribble this ball past you. Brother was a pretty good soccer player, and Sister was a very good dribbler. The only one who saw what happened next, besides the cubs, was a mockingbird who perched on a twig outside an open window. Can you show me the sign for bird? Bird. Brother faced Sister. The ball was on the floor between them. First, Brother moved the ball with his right foot, then with his left, trying to trick Sister out of position. Quick as a flash, he gave the ball a sharp kick with his right foot. It almost worked, but Sister was fast too. She reached out with her knee and blocked the ball, which bounced against a bookshelf, against a chair, against a footstool, and onto Mama's favorite lamp, which fell to the floor with a crash. Oh no, let's count how many times the ball hit something. Let's start with Brother's foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, 6 times before it stopped. And then it fell. Mama's lamp fell on the floor. What do you think's gonna happen to Mama's lamp? What do you think's gonna happen? Let's see. The mockingbird, The mockingbird let out a screech and got out of there as fast as its wings could carry it. As it flew away, it saw Mama Bear returning from the marketplace. Now the bear family had some house rules, just like any family. One was no honey eating in bed. Another was no tracking mud on clean floors. And another was no ball playing in the house. Oh no. What to do? Brother looked at sister. Sister looked at brother. They both looked at the broken lamp. And they both listened as they heard Mama's footsteps up to the front of the house. All Brother had time to do before Mama came into the room was roll the ball behind Papa's chair. "My lamp," said Mama. "My favorite lamp. What happened?" she asked, looking into both of her cubs' eyes. "Tell me about it, please." The cubs looked into Mama's eyes and then at each other. And then they began to tell one of the biggest lies that had ever been told in Bear County. Now that's not nice to lie. I wonder what's going to happen if they tell a lie to their mother. "It was a bird," began Brother. "Yes," said Sister, "a big purple bird with yellow feet." "And green wingtips," said Brother. "And a funny-looking red feather sticking out of its head," said Sister, just as a finishing touch. As most lies do, the purple bird lie got bigger and bigger and bigger. "Yes," said the cubs, and it flew into the window, zoomed around the room, and knocked over the lamp. As Mama Bear was looking at the broken lamp with a sad face, Papa Bear came in from his shop. The cubs began to tell Papa Bear the story of the big bird that flew in the window and broke the lamp, but it was harder to tell the second time. They couldn't quite remember how they told it before. Uh-oh. "You got me confused," said Papa. "Was it a purple bird with green feet and yellow wing tips? Or was it a purple bird with green wingtips and yellow feet? Or was it a yellow bird with purple wingtips and green feet? Or was it a black bird with white spots that looks like the soccer ball behind my easy chair?" But the thing that really made how hard it was the second time was how Mama looked as she picked up the pieces of the broken lamp. Oh no. So even though they told the lie, and Brother Bear hid the ball, Papa Bear found it, and Mama looks more sad than ever. "Mama, we're really sorry about the lamp," said Brother. "Oh, yes," said Sister, picking up the last piece and putting it on the dustbin. "Oh," said Mama, "I'm not worried about the lamp. We can always get another lamp, or we can try and glue this one back together. But what I'm sad about is the thought that maybe, just maybe, my cubs, who I've always trusted, aren't telling me the truth. And trust is not something you can put back together." Both cubs started to talk at once. "It wasn't a bird, it was a soccer ball, and it was all my fault," said Brother. "No, it was my fault," said Sister. But they were both shouted down by the phone, which rang loudly. Ring, ring, ring. It was Grizzly Gran, inviting the Bear family for a Sunday visit. "Hello, Gran," said Mama. "Oh, everyone here is just fine. How is everything with you?" "But Mama," said Brother and Sister Bear, "you told Gran that everything was fine here, and everything really isn't fine." Mama hung up the phone. "Oh, but it is," said Mama. "We've got two fine cubs who have just learned a very important lesson about telling the truth. And what could be better than that? Now let's help Papa glue the lamp back together." Nobody really expects cubs to be perfect, and from time to time, Brother and Sister Bear did forget the rules. Brother ate honey in bed a couple of times. One time, Sister tracked a little mud on the clean floor. And once or twice, Brother and Sister started to play ball in the house before they remembered not to. But they never ever told a big lie again, because trust is the one thing you can't put back together once it's broken. The end. All right, now we have the Berenstein Bears and the week at Grandma's. The Berenstein Bears and the week at Grandma's. Let's read this poem right here. When Mama and Papa Bears go away, cubs visit their grandparents for their first long stay. Once in a while, the Bear family, who lived in the big tree house on a sunny dirt road in Bear Country, got out the family pictures and looked at them. "What are these?" asked Sister, looking at the photos. "I don't believe I've ever seen these before." Oh, these were pictures of bears playing tennis, canoeing, dancing, having all sorts of fun. The bears looked like Mama and Papi and Papa Bear, only they were younger and much smaller. "These pictures of Papa and me on our honeymoon," said Mama with a smile. "At Grizzly Mountain Lodge," said Papa. "We had a wonderful time." "What's a honeymoon?" asked Brother. "A honeymoon is a special trip couples take when they get married," said Mama. "Getting married is a very special thing, and celebrating it with a trip is an old custom." "As a matter of fact," said Papa, "we've decided to go on a second honeymoon. We're going back to the same place to play tennis, go canoeing, and have fun." "It'll be lovely," said Mama Bear. "A second honeymoon sounds like a pretty good idea to me," said Brother. "Me too," said Sister. They scooted out of the room and were back in a jiffy with their vacation things. "Oh, you won't be coming," said Papa. "Honeymoons, even second honeymoons, are just for grown-ups, not for cubs." "But what's going to happen to us?" asked Sister. "It just so happens," said Ma, "that Gran has been after me to let you spend a week with her and Gramps. And this will be the perfect opportunity." "A whole week?" said Brother. This is the sign for week in sign language. Let's try it together. Week, week. "But we've never stayed with anybody that long," said Sister. "Well," said Papa, taking a few practice swings with his tennis racket, "there's got to be a first time for everything." "What will we do for a whole week?" asked the cubs. "Where will we sleep? What will we eat?" "Goodness," said Mama. "Such a fuss about a simple thing like spending a week at Grandma's." It didn't seem like a simple thing to the cubs. They loved Gramps and Gran very much, but, well, they just weren't their mom and dad. Besides, Gramps and Gran were sort of old. This is the sign for old. It's like you're tugging at your beard. Can you try with me? Old. "What are you taking with you?" Sister asked Brother when it was time to pack. "I'm taking my 2 books, my jacks, my teddy, of course." Then he said, holding up some books and his best yo-yo. Papa put their suitcases in the car trunk, so at last when they were going to Gran's, unloading was as easy as 1, 2, 3. Then after lots of big bear hugs and kisses, their happy second honeymooners were on their way. "It's certainly good to see young folks having fun," said Gran, as she waved goodbye. "We're the young folks," said the cubs. "We're the ones who are supposed to have fun." "I'm sure you're hungry after your ride," said Gran when they went in. "How about some special honey nut cookies and milk?" "No thanks, Gran," said Sister. "I'm not hungry right now." "Hey, these are really good," said Brother. Sister sneaked a taste. They were good, but, well, they just weren't Mama's. "Now, let's get you up to your room so you can get settled," said Gramps. The cubs reached out for their bags, but before they could say Grizzly Gramps, they were all gathered up by their grandpa and carried up the steps. He certainly was strong for somebody so old. Okay, grab them too. The room at the top of the stairs was nice, very nice indeed, but, well, it just wasn't their home. Gramps, said Sister, where do you suppose Mama and Papa are right now? Well, said Gramps, I reckon they're still on the road, just pulling into sight of Grizzly Mountain Lodge. After they unpacked their things, Gramps thought the cubs might like to explore the house. While it wasn't home, it was an interesting house. There was the attic crowded with all sorts of old things. Gran's kitchen was yummy, with its yummy taste and smells, and Gramps' den. Gramps knew how to build a ship in a bottle. When the cubs asked him how it was done, he just smiled. What do you suppose Mama and Papa are doing right now, then they asked. I reckon they've gotten into their tennis clothes and are swatting the ball back and forth, he said. Over the next few days, Brother and Sister found lots to do. They helped Gran feed their bird friends, more kinds that they have ever seen in one place. And Gran knew all of the birds' names. And they helped Gramps cut and smooth twigs for a new ship in a bottle he was going to build. It turned out that he built them outside of the bottle, then slid them in. It was pretty tricky. They went fishing in a special place Gramps knew about. Well, said Gramps as they returned with a fine catch, I reckon your Mama and Papa are canoeing right now. I certainly hope they're having fun. Well, we sure are, said Sister Bear. Better get these chairs in, said Gramps after the fish fry. It's gonna rain tomorrow. How do you know? Asked Brother. I can feel it in my bones, said Gramps. It turned out Gramps was right. Good, said Brother. We'll be able to relax a little. Sister got out her jacks and he started to play with his yo-yo. Used to be pretty good with one of those myself, said Gramps. Was he ever? Not only could Gramps make the yo-yo sleep and walk the dog, he could even do Baby in the Cradle and around the world. That evening, after a refreshing nap, they all went to Gramps and Gran's regular Friday night square dance. Gramps and Gran didn't just watch, they do-si-doed with the best of them. They even won the prize for Best Dancing Couple. Goodness, said Sister in the morning. This week really flew by. And we learned so much, said Brother, practicing Baby in the Cradle on his yo-yo. Gramps and Gran, how come you know so much, said Sister. So many things. You can even feel the weather in your bones. Well, that's one of the good things about being an old person, said Gramps. You learn something every day, so by the time you're old enough to be a grandparent, you know quite a lot. Do you know anybody that knows a lot? Do you have a grandparent that knows a lot of things? Gee, said Sister, I guess you and Gran are so old that you must know everything. Oh, no, said Gramps, laughing. You never stop learning. Why, just this week we learned something very special. We learned about how absolutely wonderful it is to be grandparents and have lovely grandcubs. Then Gramps and Gran swept their grandcubs into a big hug. The next thing they knew, the familiar beep beep was heard. It was Papa tooting the horn. He and Mama were back from the second honeymoon, and it was time for the cubs to go home. This is the sign for home. Can you show me home? Home. After saying goodbyes and thank you, the Bear family piled into the car and headed home. No sooner were they on their way than Brother and Sister were bubbling over with the fun week they had at Grandma and Grandpa's. Well, said Papa, sounds like you had a pretty good time. Oh, we did, said Sister. Papa, sometime you might want to go on a third honeymoon. Then we could spend another week at Grandma's. A third honeymoon, said Papa. I don't think anyone ever has gone on a third honeymoon. Well, said Sister, there has to be a first time for everything. The end. Bye, everybody. Now I'm going to show you a quick painting video that I did. Hello, everyone. It's me, Miss Emily. Today, I'm going to be doing some shape painting. So I'm going to start by drawing my shapes right here. The first shape I'm going to draw is a triangle. Great. It has 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. The next shape I'm going to draw is a square. Great. Good. That has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and they're all the same length. The next shape I'm going to draw is a circle. That's my circle right there. The next shape I'm going to draw is a rectangle. A rectangle has 4 lines also, just like a square, but 2 of them are longer and 2 of them are shorter. 1, 2 short, 3, 4 long. Good. I'm just gonna do a few more shapes today, and then I'm gonna start painting. The next shape I'm going to do is going to be a diamond. That's how a diamond looks. A diamond. And I think that's just the amount of shapes I'm going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and paint these shapes on my piece of paper for you guys today. So the first thing I'm going to do, I should have gotten, excuse me friends, I'm going to go get a paper towel so I don't dribble too much. All right, so I'm back with my tissue, and I like to use tissue when I do watercolor just so I don't get too much water on my paper, because sometimes then it's hard to move. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to dip it in the water right here. Then I'm going to lightly tap it like that so I don't get too much water when I move it to go pick a color. The first color I'm going to pick today is orange. This is the color orange. And what shape am I going to make with the color orange today? Today I'm going to make an orange diamond. So that means I will be doing 4 sides. 1 down, 1 down, 1 down, and 1 right more down like that. Good. That is a diamond. I'm going to get a little bit more water, mix it around in my orange color, and I'm going to start to fill in my diamond just ever so slightly, just taking my time. Yep, there we go. That looks pretty good to me. And now I'm going to do another shape and another color. So I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to get all of the orange color off of it. Good. I'm going to tap it right there, and then I'm going to tap it on my piece of tissue just so I can make sure all the colors off. So good, all the colors off. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit more water, and I'm going to choose the color blue. I'm going to choose blue for the shape of a circle, a blue circle. Here is going to be my blue circle right here. Took me a while to figure out where I was going to put it, but here's where I'm going to put it. So this is how I do a circle. I kind of just start one area and kind of start filling it in a swirling motion. Not all circles you're going to draw or paint are going to be perfect. They're not all going to look just exactly like a circle, but that's okay. Just do your best. And if you want to even it out, you can always just make it a little bit bigger. Good. There's my blue circle. Now I'm going to take my brush again, tap it out, and I'm going to pick a new color now. Good, my brush is all clean. Now I'm going to get a little bit more water, and now I'm going to pick the color red. Red. I like the color red. And for the color red, what shape am I going to do? Well, I think I'm going to do I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a rectangle, a red rectangle. Red rectangle. But my rectangle is going to go all the way to the edge of my paper. Get a little bit more water. Oh, accidentally shut that. A little bit more of my red. There we go. And I'm just going to start to fill it in. A little bit more. Do you like to paint at your house? Some of my Stepping Stones friends have paint? Or do you like to draw with markers? Or do you like to draw with crayons or pastels? Good, so I already have 3 shapes. I'm going to start checking off my shapes that I've done. Here's my rectangle, check, did that one. Here's my diamond, check, did that one. And here's my circle, check, did that one. So I have 2 left to do. I have what do I have? What is this? A triangle and a square. Good, so I'm cleaning my brush, making sure all the color's off. Now what color should I do for my square? What color should I do for my square? I think today I will do the color brown for my square. I think brown is a good color for my square today. Got a little bit of water on my brush that I'm mixing it in, making sure that the water is mixing in with the color. Good. Then I will do a brown square. Good. Here I go. I'm going to put it right here. Now remember, squares are like rectangles, as in they both have 4 sides. That's how they're alike. But they're also different in the sense that this one is longer. Not all the sides are the same length. Just filling in my square. Get a little bit more water, a little bit more brown paint, just filling it in, taking my time. It's kind of interesting if you look at my paper. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but to me, friends, it looks like this square that I'm doing is almost the same color as this diamond that I did, but this diamond I used the color orange. That's pretty interesting how my colors on here, the brown and the orange, are looking kind of similar. And then clean my brush. Good. I'm going to check off that I did my square. I have one more left to do. I just have a diamond. So I'm going to do my diamond. I'm going to do a black diamond. A black diamond. I think that has something to do with skiing. If you or your family skis and a black diamond refers to something with skiing, let me know in the comments down below. All right, that looks like I've got enough water and paint mixed together. And, oh, sorry, not a diamond, a triangle. I'm so sorry, friends. Excuse me. We already did the diamond. Now I'm going to do a black triangle. When I think about it, I don't think black triangle has anything to do with. I don't think black triangle has anything to do with skiing. I think a black diamond is though. Let me know in the comments down below, friends. Ask your parents or your friends to leave a comment and let me know if a black diamond is something that they do in skiing. Good, I'm gonna rinse off my brush. Make sure your brush is always clean. You don't wanna have paint stick to your brush because then it'll stain the bristles, these parts, and then it'll be hard to change the color the next time you paint. All right, let's check off that we did our diamond. Great. Now something I like to do with my art pieces is I like to build upon them. So I'm gonna take this art piece that I just created. I hope you all can see the whole thing. Here, I'll move this over because we did all our shapes. And then you can close your paints. Make sure that your brush is drying. I like to leave my brush up like this so I know it dries. And then I like to build upon it. I like to turn it around, actually. And then I like to draw things on it. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to start to draw. Now, what am I going to start to draw? That's a good question. Let's see. Well, I like this diamond here. I'm going to turn this into a kite. A kite is something that you fly in the sky. And you can hold on to the string. Sometimes it has little like kite tails, I think. A kite. Good. That's my kite. Now I'm going to turn this into a bubble. A little bubble. And then I'll also do some other bubbles near it. But you know what? Bubbles need to go under the water, so I'm going to draw some water now. Well, bubbles can be above ground, but I was thinking in my mind about how this would be a bubble underwater. Oh, good. And then that turns perfect. That turns this into a little dock area. Could be like a dock. I could draw some wood. Maybe it's a dock is where people like to go fishing, or they walk out and they look at the water. Sometimes they're made out of wood. Sometimes docks are made out of concrete. Have you ever been to a dock or a boardwalk? Like Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, they have a boardwalk, and then they also have a dock that you can walk out on. This is my attempt at drawing wood. Not everything I draw always comes out the way I want it to or the way I see it in my mind, but that's okay. I just try and take it day by day and know that if I keep practicing, maybe I'll get better. I don't think anything's 100% perfect, but it's always good to try your best and improve on things that you are interested in, or set a goal and achieve it. Yeah, so here's the wood planks I'm drawing. Maybe people like to go out on this dock to go fishing. I think I already said that. Yeah. There's the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. There's Huntington Beach has a dock. Pacifica has docks. There's lots of docks all over California because we are on the coast. That means we are by the ocean. So we have lots of oceans. The places where we go to the beach, where we see the ocean. And so that means a lot of people put up docks. So this is the part that people can walk on. Oh, here, maybe this is where the ground will start. It's like the ground. And then this part keeps it up in the water so that it doesn't sink, because if this wasn't here, it would fall down. Now let's look at my triangle. What can I turn my triangle to? Well, if this is the water and this is a dock in my painting, I guess this is the sky because the kite's in the sky. So I wonder what I can turn this into. I think I'm going to turn it into a bird. I'm going to do a little beak and some eyes, a little bit of feathers. There we go. Kind of looks like a bird to me. And then maybe some little feet hanging down. And yeah, that's my bird right there. So that's it for my shape painting and drawing. Thank you for joining me today, friends. This is what we have left over. I hope you have a good day and you enjoyed this video.